Good good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever you're watching this. Welcome to Power Platform today. With me, I have got the wonderful Tricia Sinclair, and I brought her on now. Hello, please say hello and introduce yourself.
Hi, I am apparently the wonderful Tricia Sinclair, and I am I say customer service enthusiast and friend of Reese and member of the community, and I'm based in London.
Thank you very much, Tricia. I like to begin with this because we're talking here Power Platform and community. So I'd like to begin with your entry into the world of community. How did you get involved? Where did it begin? When? What were you doing?
Hmm, It was it was a Friday.
It was a Friday, 2 o'clock. It was
It
a
was
bit
a
rainy.
it was a Friday, and my boss had basically said, "Oh, we need you to go to Dublin and speak about what was it? Project services automation at the time, project operations."
Hmm.
And newsflash, I do not like project operations.
I
I
don't think
found it
anyone
incredibly
does. Sorry
difficult.
for anyone out there, but
It's
no.
just sorry, but yeah. So I had my first speaking engagement. But in truth, my first venture into community was when I went to the Dynamics user group.
Hmm.
And I would travel from Oxford to go and see the user group. At the time, it was being led by Sarah Critchley
Hmm.
and Vero and Scott Giroux and Andrew Bibby.
Wow, early days.
Really early days. And I always looked up to them.
Hmm.
And I do remember the early days of the Ribbon Workbench when I had a question and I got to ask it and
Wow.
Scott answered it. And I was like, oh my God, he answered my question and he didn't laugh at me. Oh my God, that's so crazy. Yeah, I remember that. And then I remember when Andrew Bibby, I still have the messages in my ex account. Back then it was Twitter. And he was like, "Hey, we're having dinner if you want to stay back and have dinner with us." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I do. I
Nice.
do want to have dinner." So I like that was it. But then so that was when I first saw these really amazing people.
Hmm.
And then my first speaking engagement was project operations in Dublin with Mark Christie and Janet Robb, where I think there were three people in my session, and two of them were my close friends. One person walked out. I didn't know that person. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Like I sucked. Um,
I'm sure you didn't.
no,
No, it's the subject.
I really did because it wasn't my topic.
Mm.
And then Mark basically said, "Yeah, you need to find your topic if you want to speak." And he basically just hands down said, "You're coming back in Scotland, and just speak about something that you're passionate about."
Hmm.
And then I spoke about DevOps, and that's basically where I started really in community properly.
Yeah, no, I think I might have been in that session, I'm
No,
sure.
you really weren't. Oh, the DevOps
Yeah, the
session,
DevOps one.
probably.
Yeah, not the project.
The project operation.
Not that one. No, no, no. I didn't know anything about project operations at that point. I had no interest in learning.
Yeah. No, it was a straight no. Yeah, it was Demony, and Anna Welch now,
Hmm.
um, Chris Lloyd Jones, and somebody else. And at the end, I think the session itself lasted 10 minutes because there is a flow when you're creating a session, and it's always to not assume that not assume that the audience knows what you're talking about. The first mistake. Secondly, is take them on a journey with
Hmm.
you. Second mistake. The third is actually not to peak too soon. My session lasted 10 minutes because the actual aim of the session is to explain how you can extend the schedule board
Hmm.
in project operations. It's to me, it's super easy, right? It's just like a little bit of code. You run this JavaScript and it'll do it for you, and then you can basically add your different icons and do all of this other stuff.
Hmm.
So I actually just answered the question. Now, that's different to when you're speaking. So at the end, Anna and Chris were like, okay, what we recommend is maybe introduce project operations next time and do this and do that. And I was like, okay, I want to take you like their suggestions, but then apply it to a topic that I actually give two craps about. And it actually worked.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed myself in the second time,
So you got
not
yourself
talking about project
you got
operations.
yourself a nice little masterclass there. I love that.
I did. And it worked for me. It worked for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from there then did you submit? So you went to Scottish Summit after that. Did you speak in between, or was Scottish Summit your next one?
No, Scottish Summit was actually my next one after Dublin because I was like, I'm never speaking again. Like this sucks. Oh my God, everybody hates me. And then Mark, you know Mark Christie. Mark, everybody thinks that he's such like a sourpuss, but he's like the biggest teddy bear. I hope he's not like listening to this thinking, oh my God, you're blowing my cover. But
Oh,
he's
everyone
like
that
the
knows him knows
sweetest.
that.
Yeah, he's like the sweetest. Like I go to him with a lot of like, oh my God, this happened. And he's like really good for just life advice, even though most of the life advice is Trisha, get over yourself. But but he's like great. But yeah, no, so he really helped in terms of like just pinpointing what I could do and also just giving me the platform to just start. Now, once I did, I reused that same talk for like a year and a half. Like, if you look, that talk has been so well used. It's like,
But that's what the most seasoned speakers, the ones that are going to conferences regularly to user groups, they do. They have a talk, or they'll have a bank of
yeah.
talks, and they get to a point. I mean, I can't remember who it was I was looking at recently on the website. They list like a list of different presentations they do, and you choose which one you want if you want to like bring them in for something.
Mm.
And they've just got that down. And I mean, I would say the one that comes to mind is actually Andrew Welch. Most recently,
He's really good at it.
he is, because I was talking to someone, I think it was a couple of weeks ago on the show, and it came up that in the middle of the presentation, when things go wrong, I was in a session with Andrew where the laptop just didn't connect. Like he couldn't get it to connect to the tech at all. And so this was at Scottish Summit, and in the background they actually had the tech guy was in there trying to get the thing working. He was plugging, pulling cables, hacking away the laptop, and Andrew was just standing in front of him going, well, this isn't going to be working, I guess. So let me just talk about the subject. And he presented the subject. He just didn't have any of his slides, but he did talk about what he was going to talk about. And that's just a sign of someone that is well practiced. They know what they're doing with it.
In fact, to be honest, like now it's interesting. Now I don't really need slides. I remember before I would be that person who would practice. Like I remember I was dating this guy and I swear he knows so much more about DevOps because I would literally sit in front of him and practice. So he can basically tell you he's an actuary, but he's an actuary that knows DevOps, right?
He's a
Because
DevOps
I would
practitioner, actually.
he's a DevOps practitioner actually because I would sit and I would basically just keep repeating and practice and practice and practice. But there's something that he said that actually really helped. And he said that most seasoned athletes, they are nervous and nervous, like being nervous is just a different type of energy. On the second side of that nervousness is excitement.
Yeah.
And what a lot of these people do is they take the anxious, they take their anxiety, they take the nervousness, and they basically tell themselves, well, I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And that mental switch basically flips it from being, you're so anxious. And at the start, you can probably hear like the nervousness in your voice to being, oh my God, I am so happy to be talking to you today. And I see it for me, that's like that. Like I now talk about a topic that is so niche. that I can probably tell half the people in the room because they go to all my topics. So it's kind of like a mini community, a mini family within the wider community.
Hmm.
And it just, yeah, I'm just happy to see them and see what they've been actually up to. And because it's so niche, I know I can't really keep repeating myself, but at the same time, it's just really cool to kind of share what I've been up to,
Hmm.
share all the new things that Microsoft has been up to, because God knows they're on a roll with new features, and I feel like they're just doing it because they want us to have topics to talk about. So clearly, like I feel like I need to. But honestly, like that whole excitement, but also the opportunity to just re-engage with people, that's kind of like why I do it.
Hmm.
um, I like talking about what we've been up to. So
Yeah, I think that's that idea of the nerves and not feeling the nerves as much as flipping the mental script is quite an important thing. That it's easy to say it when you're in the moment and you're feeling that adrenaline and you're feeling sweaty palms and you've got the shakes and you're about to go on stage and you're thinking, what the hell am I doing here? It's more tricky to flip it around, but when you can address that, when you can understand that, then it does
you
make it
don't
much
have that
easier.
anymore. And the thing is, like now I realize I don't actually create presentation decks. Like I'll probably do it the day before. And
Mm,
I'm not saying that's recommended. It is not recommended at all. But the reason I do it is because it really depends on how I feel.
yeah.
Like I will find myself, I would probably create like an entire slide deck months before. But then if I feel a certain way the night before, I will totally just get rid of it and I will redo it because I like to tell a story with my
Hmm.
presentations, right? So I remember one of them was me basically um, effectively complaining about Selfridges customer service
Okay.
with pictures and instructions and everything. It's like I bought my one of my best friends some jewelry, and like it got sent to the wrong address and it was expensive,
Mm,
and like they couldn't fix it. And I'm like, of course, being a customer service enthusiast, I'm looking for that service,
yep.
right? And I shop at Selfridges every weekend. So the fact that every weekend without fail, I am at Selfridges buying some stuff, and the fact that they couldn't fix this for me, a loyal customer, was like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to say, do you know who I am? But seriously, do you know who I am?
Check your
Like,
metrics.
I am your loyal customer and I spend so much money with you and you can't do this? Are you crazy? So I basically, like, I complained about it, but then I also showed how it should have been done.
Hmm.
Now, if I had used the standard presentation deck, that was not the story that was
Yeah.
going to be told.
Yeah.
So I tend to kind of like just create that the night before in a storytelling format that has like a start, middle, and end in the same way that I learned from, Anna Welch and Chris Lloyd Jones in terms of bring people on your journey.
Yeah.
So I still do that today.
I think that there's something in that. There's definitely a lot of power in that because a big part of when you're giving presentations, speech, talks, a big part of it, people actually don't take in the dense information you're giving. What they take away is the feeling and the story. So whatever the
True.
story is what they will remember. And so that actually is a great way to connect the dots.
Can I tell you? So after that presentation with Selfridges, three people connected with me on LinkedIn, not about service, but about, oh my God, now I want to go to Selfridges. And I'm like, that was not exactly the point of the presentation.
All press is good press.
But still, like the point of the presentation was their service sucks. So we should go shop at Harrods, not Selfridges. So yeah, so I can't.
Oh, that's brilliant. Uh, yeah, no, I think I'm similar to you in the regard for presentations, although I'm definitely a lot less, let's say, practiced ahead of time. I hate practicing. So for me, if I'm doing a presentation, it's going to be a demo, it's going to be live, and I'm going to be talking through something because that to me is much more interesting and much more fun.
I I do not like, I can't tell the last time I did an actual coded live demo, like I think it was when I was doing how to create like automated tests in DevOps.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that anymore. But
Oh, that's some of the
that
fun
requ-
stuff.
no, that no, that requires a lot of practice and
Mm.
practice and practice. And I think the reason why I'm like, is because now I will practice and practice and practice. And literally the night before, Microsoft will release like an update and it will totally change everything. And then
Yeah.
you're like, what happened?
Yeah, I've seen that before. I've seen people do demos and it's literally this was working yesterday, but they've
It
done
was working
something and
yesterday.
there's this new thing. There was
I
one.
don't know what that is. Let me press this button. Don't press the button.
I'm sure there was one I saw once where the thing that they were actually demoing was no longer available in their geography. Like it was a feature that just disappeared overnight from their geography.
Too. That does happen. And I'm like, I did this one in I can't remember where it was. It was one of the European Power Platform conferences, not this year, the year before.
Hmm.
And the ask was in an hour, create an entire contact center with voice and ACS and like have it all connected with a third party CRM. I'm like, challenge accepted. Let's do it. Can I tell you, 15 minutes before the demo, I accidentally deleted my Office 365 tenant with everything pre-set up.
Oh,
I went
oh,
into the I went into that presentation still pressing go, like, okay, we need to set everything up. I had never set up a tenant so fast in life. So fast in
oh
life.
my
Like,
goodness. That's
yeah, like talk about heart racing. And
jeez.
then because it does take around 15 to 20 minutes for the bot to connect with the voice channel,
Hmm.
I had kind of created them, but then when it was right time to kind of now call, it still hadn't fully synced. So it didn't look like it worked. And then literally when everybody's leaving the room, I'm pressing go to call. And then it finally works. I'm like, it worked. Wait.
Nice.
Oh my God. Tell me, like, just, oh, yeah, the live presentations and the live demos are if you want to kind of like, if you're an adrenaline junkie wanting to go on a Ferris wheel that's super high, do a live demo, do a live presentation. That is
Yeah.
literally, it's just, yeah.
See, for me, it's
I
just
don't think my heart could take it
it's
anymore.
the prep. I just don't particularly mind you saying that. There is, you're right. There is an element of prep still. So to do a live demo, you do need to have stuff in place so that because you have to at least confirm the timings. Because you've got like, you
Yeah.
usually got 40, 45 minutes to do these presentations. So you've got to make sure that whatever you want to show can be done in that time frame, but also that you know roughly where things are going to go into a lull. Because, like you say, when you're deploying something or you're building something or you're doing something, there's always going to be a moment where something is going to be slow. And if you know when that's coming, it's easier to talk around it because you can say,
Yeah.
this, I know this is going to take a little moment. Here's something else I can tell you about, or, here's what I did earlier.
So my one thing about me when I was growing up, I used to have to do a lot of like um plays and poetry and readings and
Wait,
stuff like that.
I want to come back to this when you say you have to, but okay, keep
I
going.
had to, I had to. I remember my mom kind of like wheeling me out to play the violin or to do like a speaking thing, either at church or in front of everybody. And then when we went to Haiti, I hated it as I felt like a performing pigeon or something. So I actually cut my hair off in the
Oh,
bathroom.
wow.
And she basically, oh my gosh, she whipped my ass. She was like not happy. But yeah, so I did quite a lot of that. And like I had to kind of like entertain as a kid. So I really learned the art of small talk
Hmm.
very young.
Hmm.
And I think that's what I use today, like in those lulls. I'm like, so how's everybody doing? Where are you from? What's
Yeah.
going on? Have you tried this before? What are you thinking? All that stuff. And like I will literally like make anybody talk and just like, I'm gonna pick on you and you're gonna talk to me and we're gonna entertain everybody here. It's gonna be great.
That's amazing. That's a good skill to have, to be fair. That is a very good skill to have. Even if you didn't want to at the
It's
beginning, back in the beginning times.
did not want to. I was like, oh God, now I have to talk to these old people. And yeah,
That takes
I
me
learned a lot.
to two different things I want to go to, but I just want to go back to Haiti there for a second. So did you live in Haiti then? Like, what is that?
No, my mom, not my parents, but my mom is really into missionary work.
Okay.
So she would like do different missionary trips and drag me with her. So yay. I am traveled with missionary stuff and it was fun at the start
Hmm. So
until
how old
I was ready to stop.
would you have been for that then?
Like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that was like 12.
Wow, that's a fair chunk of your childhood traveling around a lot. Jeez.
No, I've always traveled. So like every year for my birthday, for example, my parents would give me a trip abroad to, they thought I would it would is necessary to kind of understand your backyard. So like we went to every Caribbean island
Hmm.
and then we started on the US. And then actually me being here was my 18th birthday present. And I call it the birthday present that just keeps giving because I'm still here.
Nice.
So yeah, years later, I'm still here, so why not?
Yeah, cool. All right, so the whole entertaining and small talk and that kind of leads me nicely to the other thing I wanted to talk about that is community focused. The fact that you are one of the trio of quizzers. Yes. So I've had Bibi on and Keegan was my first guest. So now you complete.
Did you have them on
I've not
together?
had anyone on together yet. No, Keegan was the first and Bibi was eighth, I think. So I spoke to them a little bit about quizzing in the past. So I want to know about your experiences in terms of quizzing. How did you get involved in it? What did you think about the whole process?
I love a quiz. Honestly, I love a quiz. I don't like doing it, but like out of the trio, I'm the one that's like, nope, we're not gonna make it easy.
Yeah.
And then I create the hardest questions, and then Bibi is the one that's like, no, 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 this is too hard. They're not gonna get this. Let's make this multiple choice. I'm like, no,
I'm pretty
we
sure
should
I
not
remember
make it
Bibi saying
multiple
that,
choice.
yes.
Like, no. And then Keegan is just like, yeah, we should do this. And she comes from left field and creates these absolutely obscure topics. And I'm like, yeah, we should do that. We should make it even harder. And it's like, yeah. I actually do think we make a good trio because I'm like super extreme. And then Bibi is like super easy. He's
Mhm.
like such a pushover for like anything that you want to get into. Cause like some people won't buy their tickets and then they go to Bibi and then he's like, yeah, we should maybe get a table for those who I'm like, no, if they don't buy a ticket, they don't get in.
Mm.
Like I don't care. So now I do the whole management of like the tickets and who gets in. Like I avoid Bibi with the plague with that list because he would just let everybody in. And like so don't go to Bibi. Like if I see anybody going to Bibi to try to get in because you think that you can use him to get into the quiz without me, I'm still stopping you at the door. I know who's bought tickets for this quiz, and
You
I
know
will
who's
ask
naughty
you
or
to
nice.
leave. I know who's naughty or not. I saw like in the Scottish Summit quiz, like there was a whole table, and I'm like, half that table haven't bought tickets.
I think I might have been one of them, to be honest, because I was too
I
late to get a ticket at what, and I'm pretty sure it was Scottish Summit, and I managed to wangle my way in. But I didn't even want to play the game. I just wanted to be there.
I don't care. Like it's entertainment. You would go to Cirque du Soleil and not buy a ticket.
Oh no, it's well worth it. That's why this year for South Coast, there's a few different events going on around, and as soon as I saw tickets were available, I went and got them because otherwise I will forget and then it'll sell out and I would be very upset. And then I shared a post on LinkedIn to
And
tell others to do the same.
that's the thing. It's always like everybody's like, oh yeah, we'll decide closer to the time. And then on the day, everybody's scrambling for tickets. Oh my
Yep.
God, do you have tickets? Do you have tickets? I'm like, dude, do you know how long these tickets are available?
Oh yeah, well in
Like
advance.
buy your
Mm.
tickets. And the thing is, like, choose your captain. Captain or captain, my captain. Choose your captains wisely. A good captain will lead you to victory. A bad captain will see you there drinking at the table. And not answering any questions, right?
Well, it depends what you're there for. If you're there to win, yes, absolutely fine. The person that's
I
there to win. If
remember.
you're there to have fun, go in Chris's team.
Well, yeah. Chris, the interesting thing is Chris's team consistently comes third every year. They are the most consistent third, like in the thingy, always third. I'm like, how do you do it? How do you always come third? Do you not aim to come second? At least, like, no,
No one aims
just
to come
third.
second.
Just at least aim for the sky. You might fall in a second place or something. It's like third all the time. And then Zoe's team, Zoe lost her place last year. I don't know who she lost it to. But yeah, they lost last year. And they were like, yeah, we just needed to give it a break and just allow somebody else to come first so
That's
they
it.
can
Yeah,
second.
yeah, sure, sure.
And I think this year they're like, yeah, we're gonna come first again. But one thing I like about Zoe's team is that they are prepared. That team has been consistent since like for 4 or 5 years now. They've been consistent. No one comes in, no one leaves. Like
Wow, you're into the
it's so,
stats. You need like a leaderboard. I can see you probably have a spreadsheet, don't you?
I actually do have
I
a
knew it. I knew
spreadsheet.
it.
I love organize. Like I'm a very organized. I love organizing things.
Yeah.
And like I think it makes me happy to like see like a mess of data. I love data. Oh my God. Just like see it and then like it makes sense. And data tells a story.
Yeah, no, it does.
So from that story, I can see like relationships built because at the first start, we put Zoe's team together. Zoe didn't put that team together. We put that team together. And then through that, then they still have their group chat. They still check in on each other. And then last year, the Rockstar group, the Dynamics Rockstars, so that was like with Dan and Angelique and Willen, they still talk. So like the groups that you put together are like really interesting because you can see the relationships formed and then you can actually see it happening in community in terms of
Yeah.
like LinkedIn messages and how they interact and stuff like that. And I'm always, I love to kind of like look at people and see, okay, interesting.
That is
So yeah, I see it.
that is interesting. I have to say I that's one of the things. So I've spoken before about how awkward I feel in a group. So in a like conference setting, groups, parties, pubs, anything like that, I feel very awkward, very very self conscious. I'm a bit of an introvert from that perspective, but I'd find that it's very different if I'm the one hosting the event. So if I'm running,
Oh,
if it's a flat party, or if it was a quiz, or if it was my presentation, there's a bit of authority with that, and that makes me feel much more comfortable. So in
because you're in control and also you're organizing
yeah,
it. It's your thing.
and
So
exactly that. When I had a flat party, I mean, going back years now, uh, I invited a whole bunch of people, loads of people, and loads of people arrived, which was fantastic. And in any other situation, if I was walking into that as a guest, I would have freaked out. But the fact that I was the host, I took it upon myself. Everyone that came in, I'd greet them. I'd say, "Hi, how you doing?" And I'd then introduce them to someone else. And I loved that. So I got to see different people from different sort of friend groups connecting
yeah,
and seeing who
like
would like.
mix and
Yeah,
match.
it was
Yeah.
great fun. I really enjoyed that.
I just want to point out that I wasn't invited.
It's a bit of a trek to come to Edinburgh from London.
You never know. I remember one of my really close friends. She's in New York, and she was graduating from uni, for her master's, and she put out in the friend group, "Hey, graduating, gonna have a party if anybody wants to come." And I was in the UK, and I said, "Yeah, I'll come." I think they actually thought I was joking. I was not joking. I booked a flight and I showed up. And like literally, there's a video somewhere of her literally running through. She opened the door, she saw me, and she ran
Nice.
back. And then she was like running around the house, like like those puppies when they run,
Yeah.
they see you and they run. Just like
Tails are
literally, she was
wagging
just
like.
like running like that. Yeah, I was like, oh my God. It's like I told you I was coming. Why did you doubt me? Like if I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. So I'm here.
Oh,
It was really fun though.
that makes me think.
I would come.
Well, the next one I will invite you.
Thank you. I
Definitely.
appreciate it. We could have a road trip. Oh my God. A community road trip. How fun would that be?
It depends who's in the car.
This is true.
It could be fun. It
This
could
is
be very
true.
fun.
Karaoke, it'd be karaoke, like carpool karaoke community edition.
I'll be in the other car.
See, I don't understand why you have such a bad thing against karaoke. Karaoke is the thing that brings us
I
all
don't have a bad
together.
thing. Like I'm just terrible at singing. I don't want to kill anyone's
That's
eardrums.
the point of karaoke. Everybody's horrible at singing. And we come together in the unity of karaoke. You know, we should do at the end of the quiz, we should all have a song, like just two or three songs to kind of round out karaoke. I know Bibbs is going to basically look at this and be like, absolutely not. But still, I'm going to suggest it in the next
So
in the
Bibbs is
next
going to say
quiz.
no. Keegan's going to be like, meh, but she'll, smash it because she can actually
Yeah,
sing.
Keegan. Oh my God. Have you heard Keegan
I
sing?
have. She's
Keegan
really
is
good.
literally like, Keegan should actually have a recording like contract because she's so good.
Yeah.
I love when Keegan sings. I'm like, I'll just be at the back dancing, like, yeah.
Yeah. No, Keegan is really good. She's got a history there of performing, but she plays in a band. But yeah,
Yeah, her
nothing
mom's a
professional.
really good singer. Yeah, her mom's a really good singer. I think like the apple did not fall far from the tree at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
bless.
So
I miss Keegan.
she is awesome. Well, let's not talk about Keegan. Let's go back to you. I want to. There was another part of the community side, the school. So tell me a bit about the
Mhm.
school because I know a little bit about it, and I don't know the full status at the moment. But what is it?
So status at the moment is it's actually being how do you say, relaunched under new management. Like, you know, so I've actually relinquished control to Alison Mulligan
Okay.
and Mazel, because I just don't have the time
Hmm.
that it takes to really do it properly anymore.
Yeah.
I need to focus on, well, my actual job, which is very demanding.
Hmm.
Yeah, so they are currently making it into a on-demand course that's going to be on Udemy,
Cool.
with custom coaching and training and mentorship. So same mentorship that you know and love, but now it's going to be more scalable. We did get really cool sponsors through Conspicuous and through uh, they changed Curve Digital. I know they changed the name, but yeah, Curve Digital
Hmm.
and Conspicuous. So we're like really grateful to them for sponsoring. Otherwise, it would literally have just been dead in the water a lot sooner.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm still in the group chat, so I see what's going on, and they're redoing the website. They're almost finished with the actual training programs.
Cool.
So we have people like Nick Dolman, who's actually done Power Pages. Really grateful to him for
He's in
doing
the
that.
chat. Yeah.
Um, is he?
Well, he said hello at the beginning, so whether he's still here now, who
Hi.
knows?
Yay. So we have like lovely Nick Dolman. He's like the bestest.
Hmm.
He did like this great thing for Power Pages. And then we have like Mark Smith, who's actually doing a lot of like leadership stuff.
Nice.
And we have like Carl Cookson, Laura Graham Brown, like all the names that you know and love from community sessions and on the circuit of speaking. Like they're all doing their part, still contributing, but really contributing to kind of get people to learn and do labs and get upskilled on the platform.
Hmm.
We're probably adding AI to it as well. So yeah, definitely watch out for it. I know they're hoping to launch soon, but there are a couple of things that they're waiting on before that.
That's really cool that it's evolved into that. But in terms of where it started, because I mean, obviously you were the driving force behind it. What what was it like? What was it originally? What got you into doing that? Because for anyone that doesn't know what the school is, just talk a little bit about the history as well. Because
So what the school is, it's a initiative that I came up with, I think it was like 5 years ago. It was right after the murder of George Floyd. And I think everybody was kind of like wondering what they could do. Now, to be honest, I don't like to, I'm not someone who basically does a lot of contributing. Like, I'm not going to contribute money because I'm like, okay, great. I think that's one way,
Hmm.
but that's not the way that I choose. Do I always like to like do something, do
Yeah.
an activity that I can kind of like see the impact.
Hmm.
And one thing that I could do was one thing I know is that in my community, when I say my community, like for those who can't see, who might just be listening, I am a Black woman. So just so you know, like
That's
that's my
actually a very good point
community.
because I will be putting these on podcasts soon. So at the moment it's a video only, but that is a plan. So thanks for doing that because actually that is very useful.
I am a Black woman. And being Black does come with benefits, but also some challenges
Hmm.
that a lot of people just don't realize, aren't aware of. We get faced with a lot of microaggressions. We get faced with a lot of like hurdles that other people just won't think about.
Hmm.
So, but on the other side, there are nuances to it. Now, I am not from the UK. You could probably tell by my voice, which is a little bit hoarse right now, but still, I am Jamaican and I am blessed and privileged to be Jamaican and from a community that really allowed me to, you know, have a really great education, but
Hmm.
also be around people that looked like me, didn't face any hurdles. It
Hmm.
was just, well, for me, smooth sailing. So coming here and seeing that impact of, oh, wow, this is happening. And I just didn't understand what was going on. But of course, you pretty much pick it up and you can
Yeah.
understand. Now, I know what it took for me to be the person that I am, right? It took like mentorship. So I had really amazing mentors who took me under their wing from like when I was at, for example, the XC, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna move from being a solution architect to I'm gonna move to being in pre-sales.
Hmm.
Ben Vollmer was the person that like effectively helped me to transition from architect to pre-sales to speaker to even doing this global role that I have now. He's actually been behind the scenes, kind of like this is what you need to think about, this is what you need to do, this is what good looks like, da, da, da. And I remember something that he said. He said, you are Beyonce. Beyonce has an alter ego. Beyonce is not Beyonce on stage. She's Sasha Fierce on stage. You need to find your alter ego, right? That really helped because then I could see, okay, I don't need to be that shy person because I am shy. I don't need to be that shy person when I'm doing stuff. I can, but effectively, all the advice that he's given me and Janet's given me and everybody else has given me has really allowed me to grow in different areas.
Hmm.
So when you look at the technical area that I'm learning through uni, to be honest, that's only a small part of it. The actual value add is the mentorship part where you have people looking at where you want to be and giving you advice on how to get there, but also opening up their network to introduce you to people who are going to be valuable
Hmm.
in your journey to get where you want to go. So, like, that's what I could provide, and that's the package that I created. The package that I created for Power Platform School to kind of help, um, people that look like me, you know, move away from socioeconomic challenges to being, in tech and being really good, well paid in tech
Hmm.
is not just the, oh, I know how to code or I know how to do this. It's also the, I know the path that it takes to get there, and I know people who are going to be able to help me get there.
Yeah.
So that's what we basically created, and we ran it for like 3 or 4 years, and I think it was really beneficial because everyone got placed. And I saw one of the guys that we placed in the first year. He's now a manager at Deloitte.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Nice.
it's crazy. I was like, oh wow, yeah.
And that's why I wanted
Um,
to go, but I know that it feels, it probably does feel like well, I don't know, you tell me, how does it feel, the fact that the school's evolved now and you're having to step away? How do you feel about that?
I so I remember like I don't know if you've seen Hamilton,
I haven't. I've
right?
got I've got to watch it at some point.
You've got to see
Yeah.
Hamilton. Now, in Hamilton, remember George Washington? George Washington was actually the first president that actually did 2 terms
Hmm.
and stepped away. Previous presidents before George Washington in the US, they would do like they would go on and I think there was like a 33-term president and stuff. But George stepped back because he was like, you have to learn to live without me,
Yeah.
right? And if you can't learn to live without me, did I do my job?
Yeah.
Right. And I feel the same way about PPS because I feel that the aim of PPS is still strong. The values that PPS has are still strong. We're looking for people who really want this. We're looking for people who are hungry. We're looking for people who um, are willing to accept mentorship and willing to accept, you know, advice. Um, and we're also looking for people on the other side who aren't, and it's hard because like in community, it's one way to basically give back. And some people give back because of ego, and some people give back because they actually believe it's the right thing to do. And we're looking for people who believe it's the right thing to do. We're not looking for egos.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like when we do have egos, it translates to your mentee and they feel it.
Yeah.
That's not what we're looking for because they're already faced with so much hardship. Adding one more, a mentor who doesn't really care about you, is not exactly what we want to do.
Mm.
And I feel like that ethos still lives on, even though it's like going more digital and less and on demand and less like in like not in person but virtual
Yeah.
training led sessions. They'll still have that one-to-one mentorship, one-to-one coaching, advice structure that surrounds it. That actually is the value of the Power Platform School.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, excellent. Well done on the years that it has been running, and you set the foundations for it to go forward even stronger. So that's something to be celebrated. Certainly, Nick agrees. He is still in the chat. He was sending love hearts. uh, yeah, no, that's amazing. And I've just noticed the time. We're at time. This is it's flown by. Yeah. I was just wondering, should we? No, okay. So one of the reasons I like to keep it to 45 to an hour thereabouts, because I like to leave people wanting more. It's like you say, you gotta know when to step away. So I finish the show always on rapid fire questions. So
Oh Lord.
it's all right. You'll fly through them. Favorite Power Platform service?
Copilot Studio, but specifically for conversational AI,
Mm-hmm.
for IVR and chatbots only. I don't care about M365.
Ooh, the gauntlet is thrown.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
I know. I'm sorry, Henri, and I'm sorry, Dwayne, but it's Copilot Studio for IVR and chatbots.
To be fair, from what I've so far learned, I would probably agree because the M365 one is basic.
Ooh, yeah, basic.
Favorite conference?
Oh my God, Dynamics Minds.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clip up everyone I've had on the show so far that has said Dynamics Minds, because I'm pretty sure of the 18, 19 I've had, 12 have said that. I'm going to clip it up. I'm going to send it to them.
I'm sorry, Dynamics Minds.
Don't be. It sounds like an amazing thing.
If you have one conference to go to that is not in the UK and Ireland, because Mark and Aaron, they will kill me. If that's not in the UK and Ireland, go to Dynamics Minds because they will take care of you, right? You learn so much in terms of the content, but you learn it in like the most beautiful location with amazing food, amazing networking opportunities, interesting keynotes. Like honestly, the keynotes are at this point legendary for the what the hell is happening right now. Like, why is this person in a box?
I saw pictures.
Where did that person come from? And why are they cutting Mira in half? Like, I don't understand what's going on. And then you have Microsoft on stage, like, we're gonna just try to read what the roadmap is, and then you just have chaos running around.
Yeah, no, I have to go. It sounds like South by Southwest for the Power Platform crazies.
And then, you know what I love? like, she's really good at just because she's like the triangle, and she's like, I'm gonna do my triangle, and I'm gonna play my triangle, and I'm gonna talk.
She's really good at playing it, but also playing it straight, going through the madness, but at the same time also
I think,
admitting,
yeah,
like every night, because she was so at Agent Con in Manchester recently, so it was her and Chris doing the kickoff to that day, and even in that sort of scenario, in that sort of situation, I could see she was like every now and again she'd be like, "Wait, what?" But she'd just keep going.
I don't know what's going on, but I have a job to do and I'm gonna do it.
Yep.
And it's like, I think Donna is like the one person in community that actually gets how we're crazy. When I say we, I mean the community is crazy. I feel like I'm totally normal, but like the community is entirely crazy. And then she'll be like, just gonna play my part, play my triangle. And yes, AI is great.
She plays her part beautifully, yes.
Plays her part beautifully. No, but Dynamics Minds is amazing. Definitely highly recommended.
Cool.
And I, as a close second follow-up, EPPC.
Ah, excellent. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, as a close second follow-up. If you can't get to Dynamics Minds, EPPC is the next best one.
Very nice. Very nice.
I would say like Dynamics Minds because it's always in the same location. EPPC is like that traveling conference.
Yeah.
So go to both. You're fine.
Last music you can remember listening to?
The last music I can remember listening to is Victoria Monet on My Mama because I'm learning the dance routine.
Is this for TikTok or is this?
Oh, no. Like I used to do dance every weekend and I don't do it anymore. So I just do it at home when I've got time. So I was doing it this morning, just like for something to do. Like when you're thinking about like my brain just keeps going and I'm like a classic overthinker. So sometimes you just have to step back and just do something entirely different. So right now it's On My Mama by Victoria. I sent it to Allison and I was like, Allison, this. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, yes, do it.
Nice.
So maybe that's going to be the next dance routine that we go to the conference. It's like karaoke.
I'm going to expect the next quiz that I see you at, you're going to come out on stage dancing that.
Yeah, no, I would if they would let me, but Bibby's very strict, so maybe not.
You said he was a pushover. You can do it.
He's strict with me. He likes to tell me what to do, and I'm like, oh, fine.
All right, podcasts or TV?
TV. But the thing is, like, the TV's watching me. It's there on in the background, and I don't really watch it. But neither do I really listen to podcasts.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, you're more active. You want to dance instead.
I would rather read a book. If there's anything that I do, like I will sit down and read a book, like from start to finish. And if it's a really good book, then I will start looking through the author and like I will get everything they've ever written, and I'll be like, yep, this is my jam, and I will just read everything.
Well, that ticks one of the questions coming up. But if you had 2 hours with no other responsibility, what would you do?
Oh my God, that would be amazing. Jeez, can you imagine that?
I try to. That's why I asked the question. For me, it would just be, well, to be honest.
I don't know what I'd do. So basically, there are 3 things I really want to do. One, I want to kind of extend my Power Platform app to use Gen AI so you can identify red flags through dating bios. Definitely want to do that. One thing I've also learned is attachment theory as well, where you can actually from a bio identify if someone has avoidant personality versus anxious personality. And like I want to kind of avoid the avoidance, so I can use Copilot to basically tell me who is worth dating based on their dating bio. I want to really create an app that does that. I want to create an app that does a fit gap assessment for me so I don't have to do it. I want to create an app that does an RSC.
2 hours is not going to get you. 2 hours is not, even with vibe coding, 2 hours is not going to.
I want to sleep. I really want to kind of like just go in bed with cool, like just have a fan on me and just sleep. I really want to do that. And then I want to read a book and I want to have a massage and I want people to bring me cocktails.
I think this is the busiest 2 hours I've heard anyone talk talk about. That's a lot
These are
going on.
all the things. And I want to go to Canada and see my bestie Nick.
It's all right. He'll come see you. He's over here quite often.
Actually, he is, and he's amazing. Like honestly, God bless him. Like that's how I get to see him because I still not been to Canada, and I told him I'm coming. I will. I will go.
It's a wonderful place. Next one, books or audiobooks, but I'm pretty sure we answered that one already.
Like I've tried audiobooks, but I find it really weird in
Yeah.
terms of like the accent, like the voices. Like I like to
Yeah.
put on I remember going on car trips. I'm a professional passenger. I'm such a great passenger. I will read a book and I will do the accents and everything. And audiobooks just ruin it because now you have their accent in your head instead of how you want to imagine the person sounding like. So yeah, definitely books, just so I can kind of create the world around me in my head and then I can put it onto other people.
See, it's funny for me. I love both. I love the idea of a book, but because I'm such a slow reader, I struggle with books. So for me, audiobooks tend to be better. But I do love reading. Like it's something I do it all the time, just blog posts and things like that, not actual books. Which is one of
Yeah,
the reasons I read to my son every night because I want to build that habit. So we're reading Harry Potter. So I'm into the
nice.
third book now, which is great. But for audiobooks, I find you're right. The voice, the person that is speaking is important. For me, I find that the actual authors are almost always better because it's their material and they're interested in it. I was
Yeah.
like,
I was in the middle of reading Spare, like this one, and this is how bad it is. I actually have the book, but then I also have the audiobook, and like I got so bored listening to the audiobook, even though he actually narrated it.
maybe that's why I got bored.
I got bored. So like I still want to read it, but I just yeah. If I listen to the audiobook, I'm more likely to get bored.
I mean, yeah, audiobooks are tricky. Yeah, it's difficult to keep full attention to them, I find. So it's for me, I have to be listening to. It has to be fiction for audiobook. I can't listen to nonfiction. It
Yeah.
just I lose track of the information.
I joined a book club as
Ah,
well.
cool.
So yeah, and they give you the book. So I just picked it up today and I need to read it because the book club is on Tuesday next week. And I will not have time to read it by Tuesday next week. So I will just go and be like, yeah, just use
I was just gonna say,
ChatGPT,
ChatGPT
summarize
can
it.
summarize it all for you. You'll be
And
fine. Who
ChatGPT,
needs Cliff
summarize it.
Notes?
I'm listening. I know, right? It's great.
Uh,
I love ChatGPT.
and last one: glass half full or half empty?
Half full, always.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case. Nick says, by the way, that he's waiting. Canada.
I know. I am coming. I am going to buy tickets to Canada. That like for 2 hours. Like I'm gonna go as far as I can for 2 hours and come back.
It's an awesome country.
I'll meet you in Norway next.
Neutral ground.
Mutual ground.
All right. Well, Trish, this has been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. And thank you to the audience for getting involved as well. Thank you, Nick. It's been a wonderful stream, and we shall, well, catch you next week. Goodbye, everyone.